So Activision just exploded, shooting up to $82 a share thanks to news that Microsoft intends to buy the company. So let's talk about this. I'm not going to go into too much detail as I already covered Activision Blizzard just 3 weeks ago in my last video. I explained that Activision Blizzard had been in troubled water lately thanks to the inaction of CEO Bobby Kotick in handling sexual harassment complaints within the company, along with the handling of employees, which were essentially firing a bunch of them for no reason other than to reduce overheads. Now, I suggested Activision had been oversold and stood to gain around 60 to 100% within a 12-month period once things had settled down. Now, if you had taken my advice and bought in, you'd be sitting on a rather pleasant 30% gain today. So go on and put on that Taylor Swift song you like. You deserve it. Now, as for those who didn't buy in, well, you can't win them all. Go and put that Taylor Swift song on you like. Sounds like you need it. Now, when any stock explodes like Activision did today, it's important to be rational about what's actually going on and how to approach it. Now, of course, Microsoft is no stranger to the gaming industry thanks to their consoles and game lineups, where they've been lagging behind Sony for the last 12 months, where the PS5 has been outselling them by over 4 million units. Now, I'd speculate that it might be something to do with how the Xbox looks a bit like a shoebox, but then the PS5 looks a bit like a shoe. But what's clear is that Microsoft do have an incentive to grab hold of Activision with a range of titles under their belt, mainly due to the Call of Duty franchise, which has a massive cross-console legacy. Now, if Microsoft decides to monopolise the franchise for the console, or at least prioritise content, it could shift the balance in their favour. Now, it wouldn't be their first buyout, such as when they bought the Halo franchise from Bungie, or just last year when they bought Bethesda for $7.5 billion. Hopefully with the goal of making games that don't crash. Now, I'm not going to speculate too much on the news as it's only just coming out today, but the deal values Activision at $68.7 billion, which Microsoft will pay in cash, seeing that they have plenty of it, paying $95 per share. Why $95? Well, if you look at their stock price, it's generally the value of the company from May, before all the controversy, which also happens to be the company's peak. Now, the deal is not going to be finalised until 2023, and a lot can happen before then, and given the size of the acquisition, it's likely to be scrutinised by US regulators, and there is the possibility that it could be blocked. Now, I've had similar experiences holding stocks for a buyout, and I expect to see the stock experience some frothiness before settling just below the $95 mark, at which point it's most likely going to hold until the deal finalises. Now, some investors will try to capitalise on that last 10% gain, but I don't see it hitting 95 because of the spread when selling, and few are going to be buying so close to the mark when they have to wait a year for it to materialise. So I'm going to hold back a little longer, see if the stock passes the $90 mark, at which point I'm prepared to call a win and move on to other investments. Now, if you want to follow Activision long term, you could always invest in Microsoft, but without knowing exactly how the company intends to handle the acquisition, it's hard to really say how the company stands to gain. Even at $68 billion, it's not going to make a drastic impact on the stock of a $1 trillion company. Now, before this news hit, I had intended to release a new video this week on another stock I'm buying into, so watch this space. And as always, consider subscribing for future videos, and if you have any thoughts, please comment below, let me know. Until next time.